Hey YouTube, Ramoki Moki Power here, and I did promise you guys the other day that I would do my X-Sabers. Now, I'm trying to trade and sell these, but I think my friend's just gonna get them for $60. But these have a lot of sentimental value. I've been using these for a very long time. These have actually, I think this was my first deck that I actually took seriously. So let's just start with the extra deck. Alright. I run Ally of Justice Decisive Armor, only because it's level 10. I always tend to get a tuner and get monsters out, and I would always get 11 or 10, and it'd be like, man, I don't have the amount of levels for Gothams. And then I decided to get Ally of Justice. Just one tuner, two non-tuners, and he has a pretty awesome effect to wreck light monsters. And in today's meta, that's pretty common to have a light monster on their side of the field. And it's also really shiny. It's probably the shiniest card I've ever seen in my life. Two Gothams. It's a pretty boss X-Saber with 3100 attack, and if you run Saber Vault, it's 4000, and if you run any other field spell, it's still pretty powerful. One Urbellum. I think he's probably the synchro you don't want to summon. You want to summon Salza. Yeah, Salza's a beautiful card. Pretty good effect if you don't want to run into those traps. I don't really use him for the his first effect. I really just use him for his second effect. He's also pretty good attack power. Wayne's still good. Just don't look down on him because he's level 5. A lot of X-Sabers are warriors. He's still good. I think he should still be run with a lot of X-Sabers. I also run Utopia and Gemknight Pearl. I run Gemknight Pearl only because I run Gaia Power instead of Saber Vault. I don't like Saber Vault. And that puts Gemknight at 3100 when you run Gaia Power. I would also run two Hyunleis, but I traded mine for this beautiful Ghost Rare Blue Eyes. Yeah, Hyunlei was probably, that's the big hitter for this deck, I think. I mean, it's just pop up to 3 spells and traps on your opponent's side of the field. That's fantastic. I would also consider running Black Rose Dragon in this deck. Black Rose Dragon has saved me so many times in this deck, but I recently traded mine, so just nuke the field. It's awesomely good. Now for the main deck. 1 Fultrall. I usually run 2, but I traded my other. I tend to trade the cards I need. Fultrall's amazing. 2 Garda Strikes. Whenever you're in that pinch and you just want to special summon that monster and you have a tuner in your hand, instantly tune for 8 if you run Stardust or Black or Red Dragon Archfiend. Or if you have Polymuro, you could synchro for 6. Do whatever you want with Garda Strike. 3 Bogart Knights. Bogart Knights are pretty essential for X-Sabers. I mean, the second part of his effect, where he can only be only be used as a synchro material for X-Sabers, kind of hinders it a bit, but it's still good for swarming the field. 3 Galahad. A lot of people don't like Galahad because of his effect, where he loses 500 when he's attacked, but he's still a great offensive monster. He's also good if you combine his second effect with Dark Soul, because Dark Soul's effect, tribute, whatever. 3 Danus. She's a good level 4, good attack power. I like her. I only run one Urz because I don't really see the point of 2 or more unless I had Fault Troll on the field. I run 3 Dark Souls. Now, Dark Soul is probably one of the most important cards in this deck because what I like to do with Dark Soul, I usually combine him with a tuner and he's sent to the graveyard, and then with his effect I usually grab Fault Troll or an Emer's Blade or anything else that I need. He's very, very useful. I run 3 Emer's Blades. Emer's Blade is very helpful. I usually grab Dark Soul with Emer's Blade because that instantly puts... I don't like synchroing with Emer's Blade because that's just a waste of an effect to me. I like to synchro with Dark Soul so I can get that effect. I run 3 Full Helms. Now, I love Full Helm. His effect is amazing. Every synchro deck should have these. I mean, negate an attack, destroy a defense position monster, and you get an X-Saber from your graveyard. That's great. Two Airbellums. I personally really like Airbellum. A lot of people don't like Airbellum, but I find them really helpful for that hand control. I run 1 Polymuro. A lot of people don't run Polymuro, but I do because he's that level 1 tuner, and his effect is very helpful for when you're in a pinch. And I run TG Striker, not only because it's a level 2 warrior tuner, and I could easily synchro summon for Hyunlei, who needs that warrior tuner, with my level 4 monster. He's very helpful. I wish he wasn't limited. Then maybe I would might think about keeping this deck, but I don't want it. For spells, I run 1 double summon. I used to run 2, but I just found it a dead draw. Monster Reborn, staple. Heavy Storm, staple. Dark Hole, staple. I run 2 Saber Slash. 3 is kind of a dead draw. 2 gets the right amount done. Destroy that monsters that I hate. Sword of Sparkles, very helpful card. I love it. Destroy card by battle. I can kill any card on the field. That's awesome. United We Stand, very good because Sabers swarm the field pretty fast, and this really boosts their attack if you're going for that OTK or you just want to get the match done with. I run 3 Gaia Powers. I prefer Gaia Power over Saber Vault because Saber Vault really hinders Full Helm Knight because it would only get a 300 attack boost, and that's really hard. 1600 isn't that much, and I want to use Full Helm's effect to get that X-Saber from my graveyard. So I like Gaia Power because it'll give them 1800, and I know that's just enough to destroy a defense position monster and get that X-Saber back so I could synchro. For traps, I have 2 at 1 with swords. Now this is good because it gives it 800 and you can draw a card when it destroys a monster by battle. I used to run Horn of the Phantom Beast, and then I was like, wait, they do the same thing, why don't I just change it out? Because a lot of my X-Sabers aren't beasts or beast warriors, so I'll just do it at 1 with swords, so it'll be more versatile. Run 2 Gotham's Emergency Calls. I used to only run 1 of these, and then I was like, I don't know, and so I traded out my Pot of Avarice for this Gotham's Emergency Call, and they work really well. It's good if like someone uses Heavy Storm or MST and just want to kill it. Just like, I'll just chain it, bring back 2 X-Sabers from my grave. And I run 3 Saber Holes. Saber Hole is probably one of the most useful cards ever released for X-Sabers. Just have a face-up X-Saber negate the summon of a card. That's pretty great. I love it. And that's pretty much my X-Saber deck. And yeah. What do you think I should have done differently with this deck? Notice how I said done differently. I'm not going to change anything with this deck. I'm selling it soon. But what do you think I should have done? I haven't really dueled any any decent X-Sabers on Dueling Network. I would really use my Dark Worlds, and no, I've never lost to an X-Saber deck. But this X-Saber deck worked out really well for me. It had a win ratio of 2, exactly 2. That was alright. It was a good starter deck. What do you think? How do you guys run an X-Saber deck? I do appreciate your comments on the other videos. I see them. I'm actually just too lazy to reply to them. But I do see them, and I take them. I acknowledge them to myself. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks.